Listen, guys and girls, look, I went from being extremely insecure, extremely anxious around women, anxious around new people and all new environments, to now being someone that feels like I can conquer anything. I'm in a relationship with a woman that I adore and love so much. I feel like I'm pushing my life to the limits and achieving everything that I want to achieve day by day. And trust me when I say I used to be the most insecure little boy that had my emotions thrown all over the place from random women. Always felt like I never found the one. I always felt like I wasn't on track to then becoming, as I say, with the woman of my dreams, on track in life, making sure my health and fitness is on track, making sure my businesses are successful, and always pushing further. Trust me, if I can do it, you can do it. It was just not long ago at all that I was living at home with my mum, feeling like an absolute failure, feeling like everyone else was making progress in life, and I was just not. And it wasn't until I figured what I'm about to tell you out that my life started changing. I'm going to talk about taking control. I'm going to talk about the first steps that you need to make. I'm going to talk about the environment that you have to be in and the things that you're going to have to do in your life to push yourself to the life that you want. Here are the chapters. Dip in and dip out with whatever chapters that you think are most valuable to you. However, I would recommend watching the whole thing. As I mentioned at the start, just not long ago whatsoever, I was living at home with my mum. I was earning 250 quid a month. I was dating girls that I was being insecure to them. Therefore, they were rejecting me. And then it took me sometimes years to get over them. Girls that I just dated for a couple of weeks. It was embarrassing looking back, but it is what it is. It was that massive confidence knot that I got from everyone, insecurity. And that all came from the fact that I wasn't taking control of my life. The first step is that you have to take control, but you have to decide to take control. And I know that a lot of people that talk about personal development, all that sort of stuff on YouTube, assume that taking control, when you watch them, you feel like all of a sudden overnight you've got to change. And then it adds a lot of pressure. That's what I felt. I didn't feel like I could find the advice that I needed. So that's what I'm going to relay in this video. When I say take control, don't be under the illusion that it's going to happen overnight. When I say take control, follow the next steps that I'm going to talk about in this video. But taking control means that you're taking a stance. You've decided that you're going to take control. You're no longer allowing yourself to live this life. And over the next few months, the next few years, you're going to start to progress. It's not going to happen overnight. I can guarantee you that. But if you make the decision to take control in this video right this second, we can start making improvements. And that's the first step that I did. I felt so burdened by the life that I was living. I knew I had more potential inside me, in my relationships, in my business, in my personal life, in anything that I was achieving, that I wasn't allowing this life. So the first step is to make that decision. The second stage that you've got to do to gain this confidence, to create the life that you start creating like I am, is to make a roadmap. You need a plan. A pilot without a destination is going to end up hovering in the air so long that he runs out of fuel and then goes down. And that's exactly what's happening to you. You need to make a decision, first of all, that we talked about in the first part, that you're going to make a change. And then the second part is making that clear roadmap. And I mean detailed roadmap. I don't believe in manifesting all these things and writing it on posters and putting up pictures, although you can do that if that helps you. When I say a roadmap, get your MacBook out, get your laptop out, write your plans, write your personal life and your work life. Don't make it overcomplicated. Make it something that you can check on a daily basis like I do. What girl do you want in your life? What woman do you want? What hair color has she got? What height is she? How does she treat you? How do you treat her? And what sort of life do you have together? Now, don't get too woo on this. Don't get carried away on this. Just put it there. And that's your roadmap. That's the kind of girl that you're looking for. And you're not accepting anything less than that. And with your business career, with your work balance, with your work life, what do you want to achieve there? What job do you want? What salary do you want to earn? Do you want to work from where you are? Do you want to be in a different country? Do you want to be somewhere else? Do you want your own business? How much do you want to earn? Do you want employees? Do you not? Write a roadmap of the type of girl you want, the type of life that you want, the type of business, the type of career, the type of income that you want, so that you have something to aspire to. Because do you know what happens? When you have that roadmap, when you have just even a rough idea of where you want to go, the world starts moving out of the way for you. If you haven't got a roadmap, I can guarantee you in a year's time, you're going to be in the exact same situation if you don't have a roadmap. Stop living life on autopilot and wobbling all over the place. You need to have that solid roadmap so you have something to aspire to. And the next part you might not like that much, but it's the fact. And you've got to start doing hard things. The truth is, nothing worth having comes easy. The relationship that I have now with the woman of my dreams only came to me after me going through the initial hardships that I had with the women before, the lessons that I learned from the women before, the risks that I took. And I met my girlfriend that I'm with right now after taking one of the biggest risks and the biggest things that affected my anxiety ever. I used to have travel anxiety. I never used to be able to get on aeroplanes. I never used to be able to travel in cars with other people. It was demoralizing. It was horrible. It limited my life. Do you know what I did? One holiday, I said to myself, screw it. I'm going to go on my own. I'm going to jump on a plane. It was the scariest thing. And if no one's ever experienced high anxiety, you wouldn't understand this anyway. And that's fine, okay? But listen to the story here. I jumped on that plane when it was the biggest, scariest, most fearful thing in my life. And on that holiday, after confronting that fear, I met the girl of my dreams. She was on the other side of fear and she'd just come out of a similar situation than me. We met each other after both conquering fear. A similar thing happened with my businesses. I started my first business when I was 19. I'm now 28 years old. My businesses are now fairly successful, okay? Am I a multi-millionaire? No, but I will be one day, I can assure you that. I pay for this apartment. I pay for my life. I go away and travels a lot, and I'm making constant progress in my businesses. Why? Because I took the leap and I went through hard times. I had a lot of failed businesses, a lot of ups and downs. I still have a lot of ups and downs, but because I'm committed to that, because I'm willing to put in the hard work, I'm starting to create the life that I want to create. Another example, I gave up alcohol about 10 months ago. And in the last few months, I've achieved more in my personal development and my business life than I ever achieved in the last 28 years. That was a direct correlation of doing something that was hard. Same with the gym. I go to the gym every other day. Do I enjoy it? No, of course I don't enjoy going to the gym. I hate going to the gym, but I push myself because I know that having that proof to myself that I've pushed myself through hard times, built a body that I'm proud of, that means that I've proved that self-confidence to myself. It's increased my confidence. Let's summarize this, guys. You have to do hard things. You have to do hard things. Stop avoiding hard things. A lot of people don't do stuff when it's a little bit uncomfortable. The people that have confidence lean into stuff that are uncomfortable. I lean into going to the gym because it's uncomfortable, but it increases my confidence. I lean into sorting out my anxiety problems because I know that the other side of that fear is confidence. I lean into building a business even if I know that it's going to be tough, because of the other side of that, once you get through hard times, confidence. Lean into the stuff that is hard, so on the other side of that, it will build your confidence in the life that you want. The next step you've got to do is check yourself before you wreck yourself. Look at the environments that you are in. Look at the friends that you're hanging around with, the women that you associate yourself with, the family. Sometimes people have negative families they shouldn't be seeing as often. Are they supportive of your dreams, your friends, your family, your partners, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, the people you're dating, whatever? Are they supporting your dreams, or are they sat in their own negative well, dripping every sort of ounce of inspiration out of you? Couldn't get my words out then. Are they inspiring you, or are they draining you of vital energy? Are they vampire suckers? And look at your environment. Are you going to Weatherspoons at the weekend? Are you going to pubs at the weekend, every single weekend, getting drunk, hanging around with people that aren't achieving anything? It's really vital that you put yourself in the environments with the right people, or if you haven't got the right people, more time on your own, listening to podcasts, listening to YouTube people that where you want to go, and getting inspired and start taking action to achieve stuff that you want to achieve. Just removing yourself from that pub situation, that club situation, and instead of going out that night and going to the gym and working on your body, your confidence will increase significantly in just a few weeks of doing that. Probably even after the first or second session, it will increase. Start replacing the places that you go to, the people that you hang around with more personal achievements that you can do. Start working on yourself rather than working on drinking another beer, drinking another glass of wine, hanging around with friends that are negative, family that are negative. Look, I know this is one of the hardest things that you're going to do, but removing yourself from environments or certain people that are really negative, slowly phasing them out and phasing yourself into better routines, better gym routines, better lifestyles, better eating habits, better environments, putting better, more positive stuff into your ears, the more success you're going to have and the more confidence you're going to build, which will catapult you into a new self. You have to create and cultivate this new self-image, a self-image of someone that you're proud of. Would the person that you're proud of being hang around in Wetherspoons every weekend? Would they let people disrespect them? Would they let a woman disrespect them and treat them like crap if they were someone that was really proud of themselves? I realised that no, the person that I wanted to be would not let these girls mess me around, would not let these friends bail on me and get away with it. The person that I wanted to be does not have a belly, does not have loads of fat on my body. It's just not the sort of person that I wanted to be. And that's my personal view of who I wanted to be. So I had to cultivate this new image and set new standards and set myself new standards of friendships, new standards of places that I hang around with, which catapulted me into a new being. The way to achieve what you want to achieve is snap yourself into a new situation, a new environment, become a new person as quickly as possible and set yourself new standards. Now, warning, a scary thing happens here because I've been through this. When you start to move away from friends, and don't move away from positive friends, don't move away from positive family members. Guys, I'm talking about the people that are unsupportive. If people are unsupportive, right, or they're bringing you into bad habits and they're not willing to support you with your change and they're getting bitter and resentful, you shouldn't be hanging around with them. And the hardest thing is going to happen, because this happened to me. I used to go out every week and I used to hang around with a lot of these people, and some are still good friends, but a lot of them are not, okay? And I had to backtrack from them situations and from them people. And I felt like at one stage that I had no friends or very little friends, and I felt like I was becoming a loner and a loser, but I wasn't. Like, that stage, there's going to be a really gritty, ugly stage where you realize that you're in a life that you don't want to be in, that type of environment that you want to be in. You want to move yourself away from your friends and environments that you don't want to be in, and you want to put yourself into environments and new friendships that you want to be in. In that little stage there, because you're so used to that life, when you pull away, it's going to feel much easier to go back to that comfort zone that you were in. Back to that comfort zone. You say comfort zone, it's actually an uncomfortable zone because you don't want to be there. So that should be enough warning signs to say you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. However, your body, your emotions are going to try and get the better of you and say it'd be much easier to just go and meet Bill down the pub or Pat down the pub and just carry on with my normal routine, because I'll feel like I've got friends. I'll feel like I'm more sociable and maybe that's better for me. But I've done that. And do you know what happens? You go back there and it sets you back a few more months or a few more years until you realize that you have to change your habits and you have to change the people you hang around with if you want a different life, and change the environment. It's going to boost your confidence when you allow yourself to get through that. It's going to be tough. It's going to feel like you're a loner at some stages, but you have to start spending more time on yourself to build that confidence up. And you have to start putting yourself more into environments, going to the gym instead of going to the pub, for example. Instead of doing that. And I'm not saying you can't ever go out and enjoy yourself, but you want to hang around with people and environments that are better. Why do you have to go out and get pissed all the time? Can't you just go out for 1 or 2 drinks, maybe even non-alcoholic drinks, and actually teach yourself to enjoy that? Can't you go to the cinema instead? Can't you go for evening shopping instead? Can't you go for nice meals with someone, or just coffees, and actually have proper, genuine chats? And if you're hanging around with people that only want to drink, then I would suggest that you need to think about new friends. So I'm going to summarize this now, guys. As I said, just a few years ago, not long at all, I had literally no confidence. I was getting swayed around by girls because I was too insecure to understand how to navigate relationships. If this sounds familiar, then let me know in the comments. I had businesses that I didn't like. I was doing stuff on a daily basis that I didn't like, and all of that stuff, and I was hanging around environments that I knew deep down I didn't want to be in. And you build confidence and you start building and working on the life that you want. when you start pushing yourself in certain areas. I pushed myself into a business that I wanted to do, understanding it was going to take a while to get them results, but I understood it was a journey, and I rewarded myself every way of that journey. I realized that I wanted the girl of my dreams. So in order to have the girl of my dreams that I really truly wanted, I had to start saying no to girls that I didn't want and start becoming the man that I need to become to get that woman. A lot of this comes down to you needing to work on yourself. But when you start to do this, guys, you will notice a difference. You will notice more energy in yourself as well. Start eating better. Start exercising. Start going after the job you want, the skills that you have to get that job or that business. Start building the business that you want. You need to snap yourself into a new being, into a new way of living, and set yourself new standards. And it's not going to happen overnight, but you turning that switch can happen overnight. And then you're going to have to start working on all this other stuff. And over time, I can guarantee you, if you start doing this, if you start taking this advice, you're going to grow that confidence. And in a few years' time, you're going to look back and go, wow, I'm a different person. And people will notice that. And some people will say that you've changed, and that means that you've grown. A lot of negative people will think that you've changed, but in reality, they just haven't grown, and you're the one that's grown. Once you get momentum, guys, on a final note, once you start getting that momentum, please just keep it going. To build unstoppable confidence where people notice your energy sparkling. And it sounds woo-woo, but it's not. The amount of people that stare at me when I walk past them on the street, the amount of people that are inspired by me is mind-blowing. Because people can sense your energy. You get this new level of energy that most people haven't got when you start to cultivate this confidence and this energy in yourself and start going after your dreams. Keep that momentum going. Don't fall back into old scenarios. Don't fall back into binge drinking every weekend. Don't fall back into letting girls treat you like crap. You have to cut stuff off. You have to cut bad relationship, cut bad friendship, cut bad family members, cut bad environments. And it's going to feel messy to start with. But you have to give yourself new standards and start going towards them. Make sure you subscribe.